Hi, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Round Robin. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with Christine Mulligan, Nina Mulligan, Angela Hafler, and of course, my husband, Todd Preston. Hey, everyone.
Hello. What's up?
Hey, everybody.
We're back. This is our first show since our live show at Awaken Haunted Attraction, and I really missed you guys.
Yeah.
Missed you too.
I missed you too, baby.
Yeah, because I'm like far away. I'm way down here in the South.
You're down in the South.
Yeah.
You're down in Alabama.
I'm way down in Mobile, Alabama. It's hot.
Oh, wow.
It's hot here. I don't like it. Now, starting with Nina, I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite memory of our show?
The Round Robin show or the Malice show?
Like the whole thing, like the whole live show.
Oh, the live show.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like the people, our fans, they came out and they really showed us a good time, and it was just awesome meeting them, and it was really cool. I enjoyed it so much.
I did too. What about the rest of you guys? Do you have anything that stuck out to you that you want to talk about?
I have to agree. I think afterwards, the meet and greet afterwards and being able to talk to the people, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, agreed.
I wish I had more time to talk to everybody because it was fun. Got a lot of feedback and met some new people too that I'd never met before, so that was fun.
Agreed.
I was telling Tracy on when we recorded for Malice, I was telling her that it was really cool to meet the whole cooperative of people that you guys are making connections with and networking with, and you have a whole Michigan crime scare squad in Michigan that you guys are collaborating with, and I think it's really cool. It's almost like an artsy cooperative, like a cooperative of creatives. A creative cooperative, I guess, would be better.
The creative cooperative.
It was just really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, it really was. Angela, what about you? Was there anything that stuck out to you about our live show?
Yeah, a couple of things. My favoriteest part was getting to meet Christine and Nina in person for the first time. That was super duper cool, and just performing for people and making them laugh. That was great to hear the audience laugh and make comments, and that was just so cool to me. I think those were my favorite things.
Yeah, I agree. It was so
That's
nice.
That's true. It was really cool to meet Angela in person for the first time, but I swear, even after meeting her in person, I was like, girl, I feel like I already know you. So you telling me that this is the first time we met just feels really strange.
It did.
All right.
It's like, I already know you, girl.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That just made my night.
Yeah, it was definitely a night that I will always remember. I mean, what an amazing venue. I also loved the audience participation. I love that there were people there that we didn't even know. That was really cool too, and of course, one of my extra favorite moments was when my cousin Kathy, she came up to the curtain, by the side of the stage, and she was like, "Hey, Trace, hi, I have a surprise for you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" Because I only knew that my cousin Kathy was coming. But she pointed over into the audience, and all of her siblings were there. And these are all my Aunt Patty's kids. And they do everything together. And I was absolutely blown away that they all came. And I will never forget it. The whole night was really magical for me. And doing it with my closest friends is something that is so special. And I just will never, ever, ever forget what a great night it was. We did it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a success.
It was a success. And we've gotten a lot more followers too. So, our numbers are looking really good right now. And that's even with 2 weeks of relaunching of older shows. So I'm excited to bring new material to everyone. And to be honest, I just really kind of miss doing this with you guys.
I missed it too.
All right, so let's get on with the show. Now, as I mentioned, I'm here in Mobile, Alabama, and it's hot as balls. I mean, today's going to be 90 degrees. You know, just when the fall weather is rolling into Michigan, I'm missing all of it.
Yeah.
You know, but one thing that I found here was really cool. You know, I didn't realize how close to the Gulf Mobile actually is. And there's, about 15 minutes away from here, we had all met up for dinner with the team that I'm working with here. And as I'm going across this bridge and I'm looking out at the Gulf, I see this ginormous battleship. And immediately I had like this memory of my dad. So my dad has family that's in Alabama. And I remember he took us on vacation and we went to this actual exact location. And we went, like, there's the ship is actually a museum. Well, I don't know if museum's the right word, but you can tour it, right? You can walk through the entire ship. And it's called the USS Alabama. So before I leave here, I've definitely got to get over there because my dad's been gone for a long time. So I just kind of need to revisit memory lane. So my dad's spirit's going to be with me. I don't know if I'm going to get to it later today or, sometime this week, but I'm definitely going to get to doing that. Yeah. Now, did you guys hear about Emil the Moose Austrian tour? You guys heard about that this week?
The what?
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so there is this young moose, which has been named Emil, that has caused quite a stir in Austria this summer. He was wandering through towns, blocking roads, and even nearly jumping onto the A1 Autobahn.
Wow.
I know. Authorities eventually sedated him and moved him to a reserve in the Czech Republic, and they tagged him with a GPS to track his every move. Now, I don't know about you guys, but moose are huge, strong, and you really don't fuck with them at all.
Right.
So he was causing quite a stir over there.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
With them tracking him, did they say that he's leaving the preserve area?
I
Trying to get back to his A1 Autobahn area?
mean, he's like, you know what? I want to be on the Autobahn. I don't know. I haven't seen any more information on that. So, like, this just recently happened. So I'm definitely interested to log in and see if I can find more information as the months go by. I wonder why he's out and about. Like, he's just like, I'm out of the woods.
He just
just
wants
wants
to
to check.
explore.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he's looking for some chicks in town.
He's like, I want to see the world, man.
Right? Another story that I came across where there's some biologists in Texas, and they found a very rare hybrid bird in San Antonio, and it's like in a suburb, and it is a cross between a blue jay and a green jay. I've never even heard of a green jay before. Have you guys?
Is it a turquoise jay?
I don't know. Maybe.
Calling it a turquoise jay?
And we have blue jays in Michigan, and they are big,
They're
loud,
big. Yeah.
right? They're big,
They're pretty
mean.
aggressive birds, too. They're kind of like the bullies.
Yeah. And they're,
Yep.
they're loud as shit, man. Walk. You're like, Jesus, calm it down. Now, what's wild is that this may be one of the first vertebrates known to hybridize because of climate change. And it's pushing, I guess, these ranges of the two species to kind of overlap with one another. I find that very interesting.
Wow, that's cool, too.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool.
Yep. Now, crabs, they like...
You're trying to tell us something personal, Tree?
It's something to worry about.
That was a great segue.
Yeah. Are you itchy, Trace?
Not today. Not today. Apparently, crabs kind of like first class as much as anybody.
Is that what you're telling yourself, Trace?
That's right, because this is some first class property over here. There was a commuter train in England where a live crab, which has now been nicknamed Craig, was just chilling out in a first-class seat. And nobody knew, like, how sure it got there. You know, maybe it fell out of a fisherman's bag, or maybe it was a prank. But eventually, they moved it to Portsmouth near the South Sea stop. But no one was alarmed, and they actually thought it was pretty funny. I mean, could you imagine? You go to have a seat in the first-class seat, and there's a crab sitting there?
That's crazy.
A little odd. A little odd.
This is seat taken.
Because you know nobody's
Yes.
going to take that seat. Like,
Right.
It's all yours, buddy.
Oh, there's a crab there.
That would be funny.
Don't sit on him.
Yeah. Now, I love astronomy. I just think it's so amazing that, you know, all these planets are out there. It just blows my mind when you see some of the really, really cool images that have been taken. And lately, there's something going on in Saturn's atmosphere. Now, according to JWST, which is the James Webb Space Telescope, it's been revealing some strange features in Saturn's upper atmosphere. Now, Saturn's got all the rings, you know, around it. They're seeing dark beads in the ionosphere and a lopsided star-shaped pattern in its stratosphere. These phenomena are unlike anything previously observed on the planet and may relate somehow to Saturn's famous North Pole hexagonal storm. Have you guys heard anything on this? Or seen anything on the news? Yeah, I did a search today and I'm like, huh. And I'm thinking, Nina's thinking, there's aliens out there.
There's definitely aliens out there, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
This is the age of Aquarius, so everything in our universe is changing. And this month we had 2 eclipses, which open up portals so that you can release all of your bad energy into them. And I'm pretty sure some things came through when it was open. So, you know, hey, I'm just telling you how the universe works. I'm not a scientist, but I can play one on TV, okay?
You do a damn good job of it, too. I knew you would have something to say about it. I absolutely knew it. Now, speaking of some weird shit that's going on in the animal kingdom, queen ants are producing hybrid workers. In a recent discovery that sounds like science fiction, queen ants of the Iberian harvester species have been found producing worker ants from sperm of different ant species. And these hybrid workers are helping to run the colony. And this is a cross-species reproduction in social insects. It's extremely rare, and it challenges what we think about evolution and the caste roles in ant societies. Now, aren't you interested in that?
Yeah.
They're aliens.
I know.
It makes total and complete sense because that's how we got here. Okay? We were originally created again by the Anunnaki, right? This was a slave planet, and we were here to harvest it for its gold because their atmosphere needed it because they destroyed it, which is what we're on the way to doing. And then eventually another faction of aliens came down and said, this isn't right. You can't use these beings as slaves, and they spliced our DNA, and then this is where we're at now.
We're being
It makes
rebuilt.
total and complete sense, Tracy. Total and complete sense.
Okay, I don't know about that. But I don't know how I feel about us studying slavery and ants now.
You got to build up from the ground up. They got to fix it. I'm with
Do we
you,
gotta
Nina.
call them like slave ants, or can we call them fledglings? Can we call them fledglings? Crossbred for fledglings?
Sure.
All right, let's go with that.
Now, there's some other news here in Michigan. In Lake Huron, there's something called the cursed gummy bear. It's a lake blob. It's gelatinous.
What?
Yeah, it's a gelatinous blob, and it's been found floating in the waters of Lake Huron. It looks creepy, like a sci-fi creature or a mutant brain, and it's actually a colony of magnificent bryozoans, which are tiny filter-feeding organisms. So again, something's going on, and it's starting with the tiniest things in this universe on our planet. Something's happening.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That sounds like a F-Bomb Friday show.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And I wonder if it's, are these things being created again because of what we are doing to our waters and our land? Makes you wonder.
Or is some college up in Michigan just screwing around with the amoebas too much? Because, a college in Florida created the love bug.
What?
Yeah. Love bugs were created in the lab.
They were originally invented to eat mosquitoes, and then that didn't work out. And now we just have freaking love bugs twice a year. They serve absolutely no purpose, and nothing eats them because they taste completely disgusting. So, yeah, it could just be the government.
Yeah, because Florida has a lot of treaties with animals and obviously insects as well, where they understand that they don't taste good. It's kind of like gators don't eat you during the day. Like Floridians know a bunch of nonsensical things about other living species. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, anyway, getting back to, they created love bugs. So maybe a college in Michigan got a little bit carried away with that science.
Huh. I had no idea that they were created in a lab. And then they exploded.
Yeah.
Love bugs. I think the only thing that I'm seeing in my mind are those little black flying bugs, and they're connected at the butt.
Yeah, those are love bugs. Yeah, and I think the whole being connected for life after you have your first intercourse session, I think that was kind of comic relief for some of the students that were creating them. I mean, I completely made that part up. But yeah, why they'd have to be, flying and fucking simultaneously. It's a scientific wonder.
Well, it was a Florida university.
Wow, that is absolutely bonkers. It blows my mind. I had no idea that insects were created from a university. That's bonkers. And to be honest, I can't even tell you the last time I've seen a love bug.
Well, that's because you don't come down to Florida often enough.
It is the season now.
Maybe that's where I remember seeing them, is when I lived in South Florida.
Yeah, because I don't know if they're anywhere outside of Florida, actually.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's a Florida thing.
Huh. And what about you or Angela? Have you guys ever seen love bugs up here? Do you even know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Well, I guess that's interesting. They stay within the borders of Florida.
I was thinking about Herbie. That's it.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Herbie the love bug.
Okay, so to describe, so everybody should go Google love bugs first off. I mean, they might have a scientific name, but we just all call them love bugs.
Mhm.
And basically, they look like, if you can imagine like an elongated beetle, but if it was soft, like a mosquito texture, but it looks like a beetle, but it's not hard. And then when they get together, you can find a few of them singletons every once in a while, but that's like early in the season. But the later the season gets, they all connect with their loved one. They find a mate, they connect at the booty, and they stay that way until they die. And the male is usually a little bit smaller, and the male can die, and the female can live for a little bit, but she gets worn out and haggard and eventually dies because she's dragging around dead weight, which, irony, more and more irony with these whole love bugs. So it's very evident that they were created by a bunch of college students.
Right. A little too much partying on the weekend. Coming up
They're
with that.
so weird.
Yeah. Did you just look them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're
bonkers.
very weird.
Yeah. I didn't know that once they, joined at the booty, that they stayed that way. Because you would see them flying around. No wonder she got so haggard and tired.
Yeah, she's dragging a dead body around, which, is very likely to some human relationships.
Right.
Dragging dead weight, it's a sin.
Yeah.
That's why divorce is not a bad thing sometimes.
But there's no divorce for these guys. They are stuck. And now she's dragging around a dead bug in her butt.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Interesting. News to me. Now, Todd and I have talked about the many shipwrecks here in the Great Lakes on our F-Bomb show. And recently, there's been another discovery of a wrecked schooner named F.J. King. It's a ghost ship that sank in 1886. The F.J. King was discovered after 139 years in Lake Michigan. And they say it's well preserved, and it's being called a nautical time capsule. And it was found through a citizen science project using like a side scanning sonar. I can't imagine how freaking cool this is, but I got to tell you, man, I would be super creeped out. I mean, it'd be cool to find it and everything, but they're diving down there. I would be super creeped out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear kind of what they're logging, what they find inside the ship. I'm looking forward to that.
And what lake was this?
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan. Okay. Well, I know that a lot of the shipwrecks that were in Lake Superior, most of everything is so well preserved because the water's so cold. But maybe in Lake Michigan, you're not gonna be able to preserve that well. Whatever was the cargo, anyways.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Depends on where it's at.
Yeah. And I mean, the freaking water, I mean, what would you guys say the temperatures are in hot summer? It's still pretty cold. It's like in the 60s.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So the further down you go in the lake, it's got to be pretty cold. I mean, Lake Superior is extra, extra cold because it's so close to Canada.
Yeah.
But
and it's big and it's deep.
Now, near Sheboygan, Wisconsin, also in Lake Michigan, scientists have just identified 40 large craters, and these are 500 to 1,000 feet across in the lake bed. And some of these are like 20 to 40 feet deep. The theories are flying around on how they formed. Some include trapped gas or upwelling of water. No one is quite sure, but I think Nina has an idea.
About craters in the ocean?
It's in the lakes. It's in the Great Lakes.
Oh, lake.
We
I
had
don't know if I'd have any theories about that unless there was some
Aliens, man.
hidden passageway from the ancient civilization of Atlantis, and that was like their launching pads or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Atlantis was in Michigan.
No. But you know what? I want to say that I did just read something that there actually is an Atlantis under the Great Lakes.
What?
Yeah.
Well, there's a Great Lakes Stonehenge.
But I'm talking buried under the bottom of the lakes. I got to research more of that, but I was like, what? Interesting. I thought for sure Nina was going to go for the aliens again under the water, right? Under the depths. Maybe they crashed into there and, they got a civilization.
That's what we're going with the whole Atlantis thing, because the alien ships submerge and they have a way of staying under there and living under there. And that's our whole theory with Atlantis, is really the aliens.
A lot of them launch from Antarctica. So,
Right. Yep.
I don't know. But there's places all around the world, apparently, that are like landing sites, and there's runways all over the planet that people can't explain. So, I don't know. That's a good theory.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, we talked about this on one of the F-bomb stories, the UFO sightings in the 1960s. A lot of the sightings happened over Lake Michigan, and these UFOs would just disappear. People would see them over the lake, and then they would just disappear. So the theory is that these UFOs were disappearing into the lake.
Makes sense. Who's going under there? Nobody. It's too cold.
Right. It's too deep.
Yeah. Now, I know there's, elk way up north and definitely bears in the upper and lower peninsula. But did you guys know that recently there's been a cougar that has been caught on a gaming camera in Gogebic County?
I heard about that.
Did ya? Kind of makes sense that we should have cougars here. I just never heard of it before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Up north, but I think they're migrating down. They're running out of places to be and food to hunt, being pushed out of their natural habitat.
Well, you know what? It makes sense because the Canada forests have been on fire since last summer. So that makes more sense even to me now. Nuts. So something else to be on the lookout for, guys.
I thought there was a lot of cougars in Florida.
Yeah, we got a couple of them on the phone.
I was gonna say, I'm right here. Hello. Excuse me. I am not a cougar. I am a puma. Thank you. Not a
But it's Christine. She's the cougar.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
No shade in my room. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. So what do you say we get into our round robin recommendations?
Cool.
Sounds good.
Sounds-
I'm ready.
Oh.
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, so it's Wayward. It's on Netflix, and it was like written, created, directed, and starred in by Mae Martin. Mae Martin does that podcast, Handsome. I think it's just called Handsome, with Fortune Feimster and Tig Notaro. So Mae did a fantastic job. If they created this whole thing, if they wrote this thing, oh my God, it was so good. And when we saw the clips of it, Nina actually said, we might as well watch this because it looks a little spooky. It looks a little more horror flickish, like in the coming, in the, what do you call that? Not a pilot, in the previews that they show you, to entice you to watch it.
Uh-huh.
It looked a little more, Tracy Speed. Everybody else on this call but me Speed, where it looked a little, like a horror series. And I was like, that's not really my deal. What else is on? She was like, Tracy's going to watch this. You could just tell Tracy's going to watch this. Tracy and Todd are going to be talking about this, so we might as well watch it so we know what they're talking about. And I was like, okay, well, all right, fine. So we got into it. When I tell you we started binging it, I stayed up really late on a school night, which it wasn't good. We watched probably more than half of the series. And then yesterday, we finished the rest of the series. So it was like we had 3 more episodes or whatever. So we binge watched yesterday. We spent our whole Saturday afternoon binging the show. And when I tell you, it was phenomenal. And, as a lesbian woman, it also, Mae is queer. So it has that whole thing running through it as well. But what I loved was it wasn't about the fact that Mae was queer. It was about everything else that you watch in the show. But, oh, by the way, there was a queer character. Like, they didn't make anything about that character. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't in any of the promos. That wasn't in any of the lead up into it. So I appreciated and adored the fact that they did that in and of itself. So it was just more normal for me. You know what I mean? But the story itself, the way they did it, it's unbelievable. And I don't want to give any of it away, except for how they ended it was even more mind-bending than I would have imagined. So it was awesome. It's called Wayward. And just to give you the gist, it's kind of like the Wayward and the main character in it, which is Toni Collette. So everybody will, if you don't know her name, when you see her face, you'll be like, oh, she's been around forever. So she's another big name that's in it. And Toni Collette kind of runs a school for wayward children.
Oh.
But how the kids get there and how they stay there and the town around them, it's bonkers. And it is a must-see.
Okay.
Definitely watch.
Wayward. I'm going to check it out.
It was very good.
Well, if you guys binged it all day and wasted your Saturday inside, it must have been good.
Yeah, after it was done, I was like, all right, we have to go do something. So I went and got something done out in the yard. But that was like late in the afternoon because we wasted our whole Saturday. Too damn hot to go outside.
Yeah, I get it.
All the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was worth it. It was a good watch. Definitely watch it.
Awesome.
Can't recommend it enough.
All right. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So my recommendation this week is The House of Guinness. It's on Netflix. Have you guys seen it?
I haven't even heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
I like Guinness beer.
I don't know if it's the writer or the director of the Peaky Blinders. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like either the writer or the director of Peaky Blinders made this. It's an 8-episode series about the mogul family of Guinness, the beer, in
Okay.
Dublin, Ireland. And it is really good. We're only 2 episodes in, but it's about how the father, Benjamin, when he died, he was really, really smart in the way that he did his will. At the time, he was worth like, I don't know, like at least $1.5 million. And this was back in 1868.
Oh, wow.
That's when the show takes place. It centers on the family's control of the brewery and the properties surrounding it. It's literally like a little town. I think they're called the Fens or something like that. They're all about trying to kind of have their freedom, right? So it's all these inner fighting. And then the father bequeaths his fortune to his 4 children. However, there are stipulations, and it's like secrets and all. It's really good. The dynamics of the show, it's setting it up to be a really, really great series, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's my recommendation. It's really interesting, and it's based on historical events.
Oh, I love that.
The stories and stuff are passed down from the actual Guinness family. However, there's dramatization and all of that. So there is like that free form about the show, but it is based on like historical events and facts. So that's really cool.
How many seasons, or is it just one season?
It's just one season. As far as I know, it said it's an 8-episode series.
Awesome.
So we're on episode 2 right now.
And it's got you hooked.
Really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, hon, you're up.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, well, I got a couple of recommendations. My first one is I went way back. I mean, like way back. This movie I watched was from 1942.
Oh.
It's
Whoa.
called, black and white. And it's called I Married a Witch. And it is a screwball comedy. And it stars Veronica Lake and Frederick March. And it's great comedy. You know, like comedy like you don't get nowadays. You know, everything's so rude. So comedy back in the day it's just classic. So, but it was a really cool show. The whole thing was this witch, 17th century witch. Her name's Jennifer. Well, her and her dad, who is a warlock, they get burned at the stake. Just before they get executed, she puts a curse on this family. Some odd years later, a lightning strikes the tree, and the spirit of the witch and her father, who's a warlock, gets set free. So she comes back to life, and she comes into a human body form, and she finds the descendant of this family, and she really just wants to fuck with him, you know, and just mess around with him and make his life miserable. Well, she ends up falling in love with him on accident because she drank her own love potion. Now, what's really funny is her father, because a lot of times they're traveling around in the form of smoke. And then when they're trying to hide, they find a vessel, the nearest vessel. So her dad, he always ends up in some bottle of liquor. So he's hiding and smoke inside liquor bottles. And then when he comes back out, he's drunk as shit.
Nice.
And
That's
so,
funny.
it was a great movie. Anyway, so very end of the movie, you know, the couple gets married, the witch, and then they have kids, and then of course one of the kids has the talents of the witch as well. So yeah, it's a great movie, great old movie. You guys should check it out. I got real nostalgic because I remember, you know, growing up my mom always watched old movies, and I was always at my mom's hip because she had to keep me out of trouble. So I watched a lot of old movies growing up. So it was kind of fun. It was kind of like hanging out with my mom, again, watching black and white films. My second recommendation isn't something to watch. It's something to eat. Do you guys like Tony dogs?
Love them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was at Rio Town Marketplace yesterday, hanging out with some of the folks that Tracy and I have been connecting with, and I had to get something to eat. I hadn't eaten all day, so I skipped out real quick, and so I just Googled places to eat. I found a hot dog place in downtown Lansing, and it is called JJ's Famous Hot Dog House. So if anybody is ever in the Lansing area and you're craving a hot dog, I'm telling you right now, these Coney dogs are straight up authentic Chicago Coney dogs. I was so impressed, and I promised the owner that I would say something because, and it was cool because once he found out that we had a podcast and everything, he also brought out a sample of another sandwich for me to check out. Tracy, I think you'll love it. It had some roast beef on there too. It was really good. So we're going to have to go back there and check that out again. But yeah, I mean, the Coney dogs blew me away. The chili was just a hint of spice in it, ample onions and mustard, and it was a mess. It was a mess. I went through, I can't tell you how many napkins I went through.
No, it sounds like a good hot dog, but if it's not all beef, I'm not in. Is it all beef?
It is.
Okay, I'm in.
Yes.
I am in.
Vienna beef.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, you sound very excited about the Coney dogs, hon.
Yeah, I wish I had more room because I would have ordered some more.
All right, so JJ's Coney dogs?
JJ's Famous Hot Dog House.
All right, so we're going to have to go back. I'm excited.
Yep.
All right. So I watched a show on Netflix, of course, and it's a movie from 2005, and it's a good one for our paranormal listeners out there. It's called White Noise, starring Michael Keaton. Did you guys ever see that one?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I
A
might
long
have.
time ago.
That
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Or is it new?
No. It's not new. It's from 2005, but it just came. It's like just been released on Netflix. And I was like, oh my God, I remember seeing that movie like forever ago. I kind of remembered the theme, but of course I didn't remember all the details. So again, it's starring Michael Keaton, and he plays an architect, and his wife is like this, pretty famous author. And she's just getting ready to release this new book. She just had a photo shoot. And before she leaves for the morning to go out for this photo shoot, she, waves like a pregnancy test at her husband. And they're like, oh my God, we're pregnant, blah, blah. Let's just keep it on the down low for a minute. So as the day goes on, she gives him a call after work and says, hey, I was already home. I left the pictures that were just taken from the photo shoot, but I'm going to meet a friend for drinks. Don't worry, I'm not drinking. I'm just going to have water, but just letting you know, I'll be home later. Well, by 9 o'clock, she's still not home. 12 a.m., 3 a.m., still not there. And he keeps calling. He can't get her to answer the phone. And then the next morning, he sees on the news that her car is pulled over like to the side of the road, and it must be in California somewhere because it's got, the big ocean and the big drop-offs with like these ginormous rocks and whatever. And so they're like, oh shit, this person must have had a flat tire. Like the door was open, her tire was completely flat, and all they could find on the rocks were her shoe. And then a couple of weeks later, her body is found, floating down, by a bridge or something. So then he's going through all of that, and all of a sudden, like he's pulling out of his driveway, and he notices like there's this guy like just kind of sitting there, and he feels like he's watching him for some reason. Anyway, he gets a good look at him, goes off to work, and then while he's at work, he looks out the window, and there he is again. So he hauls ass, gets outside. He's like, what are you doing? I saw you this morning, so on and so forth. And this guy's like, I know this is going to sound weird, but your wife has been communicating with me. He can't wrap his head around it. And so this guy's like, listen, take my card. I lost my son. I know this sounds crazy, but it will bring you some peace. He starts getting like phone calls like in the middle of the night, and he answers it, and all he hears is, that static, that like, if remember like back in the day when TV actually shut off like at midnight or 1 o'clock, and it would just be snow. So that's kind of like the sound he was getting on the phone and like on his radio in the house. And then of course, like on TV, he'd have this static on all the time. So he finally goes, because he swore that he heard his wife call his name. And so it sparks his interest, and he goes and finds this guy. And so basically this guy's got all kinds of stuff set up, like the TVs with the snow, and he records them, and he actually hears people talking, and their faces pop in and out kind of through the snow. It's real faint on the TV. He becomes obsessed because he's actually hearing his wife. He can see her face real faintly in the snow. And like, that's one part that drove me nuts about it. And I don't know if it's because of this head cold I have, where I'm like, oh my God, I can't take the sound. So it's like, if you can get over that, it's like his wife is basically telling him, go, John, go now. And she kind of flashes like little images on the screen. So he kind of knows where he has to go. And he's basically saving people before they're about to die. And so he's like completely obsessed with it. He's like, my wife is telling me this is what I need to do. I need to save people. That's what I meant to do with the rest of my life. And then it starts to turn really dark. Like, it's like you shouldn't be messing with things. So it gets super, super, super dark and sinister. And it has a crazy ending. So that's my recommendation. If you haven't seen it, give it a try. Or if you have seen it, it's been a long time. It's been 20 years since this movie came out. I definitely recommend it. Plus, I love Michael Keaton. He's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan. He's my favorite Batman, too.
That's right. I forgot. He was Batman. And then, of course...
Yep. He is the Batman. I see all the other new Batman movies. Nobody can top Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he's one of my faves, for sure. So that's my recommendation. And it sounds like pretty much all of us watched something on Netflix.
Well, I can't tell you what I watched my movie on. I was just doing a search, and I didn't really pay attention, but I'm sure you could find it anywhere. It being an old movie, it's probably on like the Turner Movie Classics or something like that.
All right.
Good old TCM.
I know, it's a good one. All right, well, that's our show for today. Thank you, everyone who came to the show again. It just meant the world to us. And thank you for continuing to come back to listen and support our show. So thanks, everyone. Have a great week, and we will see you all back on Friday for F-Bomb. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Later.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.